Okay, I think we are good to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you, Raj, so much for making the time to talk with us. We know that you are super busy. We appreciate you making the time for us. And I would like to say welcome to everybody who can make it to join our call today. Thank you so much again for making the time to join us. Uh, to talk a little bit about SPAN. SPAN is a non-profit organization recently get registered officially in the province of Ontario. We aim to help and support international expertise from engineers and architects who are coming to Canada to find their way and find their get the skills that they need to get integrated in the local market. This is an initiative started, I think, 10 or 14 years ago, and we recently picked with Lulwa to make it a little bit more beneficial to everybody. And here we have today our speaker and presenter, Raj. Raj is a very well-known figure in the AI and digital marketing industry, and he has been in Canada for almost more than 10 years. He had been in the Middle East, and he worked in different countries. He is known on LinkedIn as a top digital marketing voice, and he has a ton of experience in AI and digital marketing. And I think today he will talk with us about LinkedIn and how can we utilize AI in the job search thing while using LinkedIn. So thank you again, Raj, and the floor is yours.
Hey, thank you so much. Just give me a second. I'm just getting some things ready here at my end.
In the meantime, this is Lulua speaking, and Obada, you didn't introduce yourself as the president of SPAN. So welcome everybody. Let's welcome Obada. He's our president for SPAN, and he's going to help us move our organization forward. Thank you, Obada, for the introduction.
Thank you, Lulua.
Give me a second. Start. Okay, thank you so much, SPAN team, for giving me this opportunity. So we are going to talk about how to effectively use LinkedIn for the job search. So I think as we go along, if once people start trickling in, then definitely we can add more people in. And yeah, and also recording the session so you can listen to it later as well. Okay, so basically my name is Raj and I'm digital marketing strategist and also a Google's evangelist. I work very closely with Google. The last 20 years, I've been more into digital marketing and brand, and also working very closely with Google and LinkedIn. I'm also a trainer, mentor, coach. I've been associated with so many companies, newcomers association, government organizations, university and colleges. Also, in the board member of many companies as well. Okay, so I run a company called Brand Energy, which happens to be a Google's partner, and that means we bring in the best practices for our clients. We are not a digital marketing agency. We also do agency work, but more of a consulting and strategy building and helping companies to grow, whether it's AI or digital marketing. We help them, and obviously in training and advertising. So that's my LinkedIn profile. In case if you want to connect with me at any point of time, please do so. And that will, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Okay, so the learning objective of today's session is going to be about LinkedIn. And I'm going to share some tips and tricks. Obviously, I can't be sharing. LinkedIn is such a big platform, a lot of dynamic aspects to it. But I will be sharing some of the tips and tricks which I think will be really helpful in updating or upgrading your profile and some of the best practices. I'll also share some of the new features. LinkedIn is not a great communicator when it comes to sharing their new features, unlike Facebook, Instagram, or Google. LinkedIn is very silent about some of the new features. It's up to us for finding out the new features and telling the external world. And I think that's the way they would like to it. It's not that they don't know how to do public relations. It's just that that's the way, like how Apple does not want to share their the way Apple does the marketing is like basically they release a couple of hidden features about the phone a couple of months back, and that creates a curiosity among the people, and they wait in the early morning in front of the store to buy the Apple product. So same approach is with LinkedIn as well, as I said. And so finally, I will be also talking about some of the AI tools, which is LinkedIn is very much on towards AI. So we also need to approach it with some of the AI tools, which will make our life easy. In the meantime, I'm also going to keep a watch on if anybody is, somebody just came in called Saif. Okay. I was trying to make Obada as my co-host, but for some reason I couldn't make it. It says make him host. So if I make you host, then I will have problems at my end in terms of this thing. Okay. Recruitment trends. So technology is shaping up the future recruiting trends. Gone are the days when we used to sit one-to-one against opposite to a recruiter and try to talk about the expectations. But now it's more of a hidden. We don't have a human approach there. It's evolving, and a lot of AI features and technology has come into the recruitment field. So we should be abreast of that and should move accordingly. One of the significant changes what we see in the recruitment industry is that the social media is now gaining a lot of momentum. Not now, maybe this is from last 3-4 years. As you can see this slide deck, 93% of the recruiting managers are evaluating candidates' profile before finalizing the decision through the social media. 56% of human resource managers prefer social media to hire the best candidates. 96% of the hiring managers use social media platform in some form or other to fill up the job vacancies. And 86% or 55%, of recruiters reconsider recruitment through social media based on the quality and quantity of the previous candidates. Great. Another stats shows from Content Stadium. Which social media channel does the recruiter or the recruitment firm or the employer use for branding? That means they are trying to promote their company on LinkedIn or on Facebook. The top 2 platforms they use is LinkedIn and Facebook, followed by Instagram. That shows that the employers have a lot of confidence on a tool called LinkedIn. So what I'm trying to say here is that your online presence will be the first impression you will be giving to a recruiter or a client. So make sure your social media networks don't hold you back from being hired. So the next question is, what has my job recruitment to do with my social media? That's a hard fact. Now, here are some of the screenshots which I picked up. And I'm going to share that, saying why employers are checking your online activities. So it's just not the resume alone which is going to land your job. You could have a wonderful resume, but that's not going to help you. Again, I'm going to admit a couple of people in again. Okay. So one of the things which we are seeing now is that the employers are using social media to vet the candidates. Okay. Again, another one from National, which says how social media can help or hurt you in job search. Career Builder, not getting job offers, then social media could be the culprit. 70% of the employers are snooping candidates on social media profiles. Workapolis says, keep it clean, guys, because the employers are screening your account through social media. Entrepreneur. Now I'm showing you varied kind of online resources, that it's not just one voice out there, it's so many out there which talks about how recruiters are looking at social media for good job candidates. Harvard recently came up with this article saying your future employer is watching you online. You should be too. Then I think I have one more, which is not getting, I think this is a repeat slide I need to remove. Now, a couple of years back, this was a very big article or news on the internet talking about how Harvard, throughout 10 students were making offensive Facebook memes. Now, somebody can argue, why is that my Facebook, which is my personal account, should be considered for any of that, okay? So, and that's the true fact that's happening, and you can read more about it. The reason is because They want you to be online as you are on offline. Okay, and I'll talk about that more in detail. We'll go as we see here about that. So what is the recruiters looking for in your social media? They are definitely looking at your photos, your comments, drinking pictures, drug abuse or drugs use or mention of that, talking bad about your previous employer, poor communication, especially grammatical mistakes and English typos and things like that, discrimination, we all know about that, qualifications, lying about the qualifications and sharing confidential information on websites like Glassdoor and things like that. Can somebody mute, please? There's a noise at the back end. Okay. Now we are also see in last couple of years some of the new things have been added onto that. Hate speech, threats of violence, political speeches, toxic languages, sexual impropriety, explicit racial images and messages, insults and bullying, terrorism. These are some of the new things which has been now looked into by the recruiters. Now, if we feel that, if we think that somebody is going and personally checking our accounts, or a recruiter or a talent hunter looking at our accounts, it's not so. There are a lot of subscriber-based tools available for the recruiter, wherein they can screen they can screen your social media accounts and do a proper background check on you. And there are many of them like that. I just put a couple of them here. One is Deal, put candidate screening on autopilot. All they need is your name, your phone number, maybe an email ID. That's it. And the more information you give, like your university and education and things like that, your place of stay, etc., that could give you a much more information. But for example, Intellis is a very famous employee screening tool. It does people search, criminal background check, employer screening, online reputation, and identity protection. What does that mean? That means there's a big shift away from resume to online profiles. Employers and recruiters are using LinkedIn to identify potential candidates. Standard resume is expected to become redundant soon. Not yet, but still. Resume will give you a summary of an applicant's education and experience, but the overall personality of the person or the character of the person is not reflected in the resume. So that's why they're looking at your social media. Specific high demand, project-based or creative skills are removing the resumes, and they are encouraging people to come more openly about who they could hire. Now, since I work closely with Google, let me tell you how Google grades a candidate. There are 4 or 5 factors, mainly 4 factors, what they look in on a candidate. The first is the general cognitive ability. That's around 15% of the marks goes for the general cognitive ability. Another 15 to 20% goes on the role-related knowledge. Another 10-20% goes for leadership. The maximum 50% of the points goes for something called googliness. Now you can research about what's googliness. Googliness means how welcoming are you to others in the team? If I'm going to recruit you into my team, are you going to be a part of my team, or are you going to spoil or disrupt my team? That's very, very important, because for Google, educating them on the role-related knowledge or leadership doesn't mean much. They can always do that. But what matters is we can't change the character of the person. And that's what they call it as the googliness. Okay. So again, we are seeing a lot of technological interference coming in onto the recruitment. Now, here is a tool which is used for artificial intelligence assessment tool. It's called HireVue. Many of them like that. There's Silicon Valley is full of these days with tools like this, AI-based tools, but this is one of them which is very famous. It's an artificial intelligence assessment tool. What it does is, when you start the interview, this avatar, and they have different shapes of avatar. I just give you an example here. And this lady would come over and say, "Hi, my name is Veera, and I'm here, your recruiter or the interviewer today." Okay. And it starts asking you a few questions after the initial icebreaker. What it actually does is actually asking you questions, but it is also quantifying the human behavior. It is looking at your expressions through certain points, what you can see here. And this data, this quantification is done in the form of a data. So it wants to see whether you're properly expressing yourself. How is your voice into data? It converts the voice into data, so it understands what you're saying. It's analyzed by algorithm at the back end using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science tools. So what is happening here is it has got a set of specifications from the recruiter side or from the client side, and it is cross-verifying it with you, with the person who's sitting opposite here in the interview. So it looks at the tone of voice. Say, for example, if you are in the front desk for an airline, it may expect you to have a good tone of voice and a smiley face. So tone of voice, cluster of the words used, the micro expressions, which is a developing science these days, the facial analysis, capturing your facial movement, whether you're smiling, frowning, your eyebrow movement, all of those those characters are now converted into data points, and it is cross-checked with against the topmost performer or employee of that company. So all those emotions, traits, and personalities are compared with their best employee in the company, and they would score you as a low match or a high match. So basically, it's comparing candidates' voices, answers, facial expressions, and also against their best performance. As I said, it also asks you job-related questions so that it knows that you have a good understanding about the role-related jobs. And 2 days back, I had a presentation somewhere, and the person stood up in the audience and he said, "I have gone through this." So I'm seeing that a lot of people are going through this AI-based assessment tool, and some of the companies which are currently using it. I know for a fact that KPMG, IBM, Maple Leaf, and I think all the 4 management consulting firms are using it. And this is what I get the feedback from my mentorship. I have mentees who would come back and tell me, "Raj, this is what happened." So AI is getting into us. It's not that I'm giving you a far-fetched dream. It's very much there among us. So be prepared. The reason I wanted to share this is be prepared. You don't know who is on the other side before you start the camera. So at the time of the interview. Okay. So the reason why AI is coming in is because it says AI removes human bias from the hiring process. Now that's great. We know what we should not be doing with our social media and our resumes. What are digital recruiters looking for? So they are looking at your social media profiles, your app usage, your digital footprint. And again, somebody can say, "Oh, I'm in the, this is all my personal stuff." Nothing is a personal. If you post something on social media, it's a part of the domain, public domain. App, when you sign up an app, it clearly mentions you that we will be sharing the information about your location, the app usage. What does app usage means? App usage means what are you doing with that app, right? So all of those information is fed to third-party companies who are data brokers and data acquisition people, right? So recruiters are looking at your search engines, and that is why you see there are search engines like DuckDuckGo and the other one, which is very famous, Firefox, which says that we don't share the data with anybody else, whereas Google does, and even Safari does, and Chrome and everything. They all share information about you. They look at the shopping profile, online gaming sites, classified auction sites, eBay, Craigslist, Second Life. I don't know how many of you know about Second Life. Sorry. Second Life is a website where you can relive your second avatar. If you want to become a pilot, you can. If you are not a pilot in this life, so what you can do is you can go and have a second life on this platform and create profiles as a pilot. And some of you may be interested to become some other avatar, so you can do that as well. And for some time, so in the late 90s, this platform was very famous. Like how it is very famous, some of the platforms like Facebook Gaming and YouTube Gaming and Twitch and all those things. Same thing. Even companies like Procter and Gamble used to advertise on Second Life. Coming back to the point, an employer can search resumes for keywords, university name, previous name, etc. And data analyzed by employers compile a demographic and psychographic profiles, and that based on that is the decision for hiring you or not. The best way to do that is do defensive Googling. We say that in digital marketing terms. That means ask your family and friends to search about you and see what results come up. Sometimes it's mind-boggling stuff would come out. And so keep doing that on a regular basis. Go on an incognito mode and look for defensive Googling. If not, sometimes what happens is when we search for something, that search is influenced based on our previous search. So Google may give you a different result than the results which you're seeing through your friends and families. So please ask all your family members or nearby close friends to look at your name and see what comes up. There's a tool called Google Alert, which is absolutely free. What you can do with this tool is that you can put your email ID, your name, your first name, second name, your company name, and register. So if anybody mentions anything about you or your company, you will be immediately alerted on your inbox. Now, in my case, there are a lot of Raj Narayans out there. Brand Energy is, again, a very famous company. There are a lot of companies out there. So what happens is, say, for example, I get notified if there is any discussion on energy because it picks up the word energy and sends it across. That's only the flip side of it is that you get too many emails. So what you can do is over a period of time, you can optimize the results and make sure that you don't get too much of results. But Google has become very smart, so they really give you the ones which they think are very close to your topic. So that's it's absolutely a free tool, so please take advantage of that. Now, if somebody thinks I'll put up a privacy setting on Facebook or Instagram and I will be out of all these problems, it's not so. A couple of years back, as you know, Facebook had a big issue with Cambridge Analytica. You go to Netflix, you can watch that program. And in that, the US elections were influenced by some of the countries outside. And Mark Zuckerberg were asked to come for the congressional testimony. And in that testimony, he mentioned very clearly that Facebook does not have Facebook's privacy policy is a complete and utter fraud. He said that. And there were many discussions about that. You can read about that in a detail. Even the COO of Facebook, Sandy Sandberg, said there is nothing called privacy. So somehow, even if you have a privacy tab, it doesn't help in any way. Okay. Now, moving on, we say, what are the reasons why? We know what are the reasons why applicants are not hired. Now we know what are the reasons why the applicants are hired. It's basically because of their positive impression of personality on the social media. Profile supported their qualifications. Profile showed good communication skill, creativity, personality, references, awards and accolades, and volunteering and donations to charity is seen as the top-notch points among the recruiters for getting hired. Okay, so that's basically how the recruitment industry is and out there. What is the social media? Where are we heading to? Now is a chance for us to see. We'll walk you through some of the some of the tips and tricks on LinkedIn. So I will take the questions at the end of the session. So write down your question somewhere so that you don't forget it and you can ask me later. Now, we all know that LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. Number one, it helps you to build your professional brand and is very much trusted by Google. The reason is, when you type in your name, the first search result which comes on Google is from LinkedIn. That shows how much LinkedIn is trusted by Google. And as I said, there are different facets to LinkedIn. You can research about companies. It's a job board. It gets you the industry news. It's a networking tool. It's a sales and marketing tool. It can help you in project management. It can help you in event management, networking. There's so many facets to it. And we are only talking about a very small percentage of what you can do with LinkedIn here today. So, and recently AI generated profile detection technology. So what is happening is most of the time, if somebody is having a couple of LinkedIn accounts, that gets banned because it started to understand through AI based on the profile detection. And one of the person who got affected was that, because previously I had two accounts, one for me and one for my company, not the company account, but one of the sales staff of my company had that account. So when that sales staff left, what happened was I changed the picture to the new staff, and immediately LinkedIn blocked me and said, looks like you're playing around. I said, no, this account I have for last 8 years. They said, it doesn't matter. You cannot have two profiles. So if you look at Facebook, 50%, there is a saying that 50% of the accounts on Facebook is duplicate. Okay, and it's fake. On LinkedIn, they say hardly 10%. So you can see how it is AI is powerful there in terms of detection. Now, most of the people may have a LinkedIn account, but are you using the LinkedIn to your fullest potential? That is one of the biggest challenges. Now, how do you know that you're doing good on LinkedIn? And many of you may not know that there is a score called Social Selling Index Score. We call it as the SSI score. Now, what does this SSI score tell you? It tells you that what are you doing on LinkedIn? Is it doing good or not? So you need a number to track. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what is an SSI index. Is very simple. So type in. Hope you can see my screen. Yeah, I can. I think you can see my screen because my second screen is showing the presentation slides. So what you can do is, sorry, I didn't want to go to LinkedIn. I wanted to go on to LinkedIn SSI score. Just type in a LinkedIn SSI score, and you will find the first link on the top. Click on that. And you should be logged into LinkedIn. As you see on my first tab is about LinkedIn. So once you log in, it shows you something called SSI score here and says get your score. So you click on the score. And now you will know what is your score. That means what are you doing with LinkedIn? How effective are you on LinkedIn? What does LinkedIn think about you in terms of what you are what are the 4 main parameters of LinkedIn? I'll show you that one by one. So LinkedIn gives you the score based on 4 main areas. Number 1, are you establishing your professional brand? And this is based on 25. So totally is 100, 4 different parameters, each 25. So here you can see I'm establishing a good professional brand, that is 19 points out of 25. Finding the right people, I'm not doing good there because I normally don't look for people. It's the people who connect with me. Whenever I go for presentations or speaking opportunities, people do connect with me. So I am not going out and connecting with the right people, not just people, right people. Now, what do you mean by right people? Right people means the people who belong to your industry. If you are in marketing and you go and sign up with people in logistics or in finance, may not be help. Yes, you can grow your connections, but LinkedIn gets confused. Why is a marketing guy going towards finance? But in my case, I cannot avoid that because even yesterday I had a presentation for the finance people and around 13 finance people connected with me. So what can I do? I can't say no to them, right? So I think that's the reason why my score is low there. And engage with insight. So what happens is that because I frequently travel, I'm not able to focus. This score was 80. Couple of months back, it fell down to 67 after my 1.5 months visit to Asia and Middle East. It fell down from 80 to 67. Now I have to pick it up. But the beauty is that it changes instantly. When you start interacting on LinkedIn in a week, you will see the score flaring up. So again, engage with insight. So you need to write good topics. You need to write thought leadership. You need to be writing articles with great insights for people to know, oh, okay, you belong to this sector and you're a thought leader. So LinkedIn wants everybody to be a thought leader. And that's the way they would like you to be a standing out of the crowd, rest of the people. So in your industry. And I'm good in building relationship. And if you want to read more about it, you just click here. It tells you strengthen your network by finding and establishing trust with decision makers. So that I'm doing very good there. And the reason why you need to have a higher SSI score is because if you have a high SSI score, you come up on top 1% of the industry ranking. So if somebody is searching from my industry, my profile will come within the first 1%. If somebody in my network is looking, I would be in the first 2% or 3%. Earlier, I was 1%. Now I fell down by 3%. Okay. You can read.
Where did you get that, Raj? Where in LinkedIn?
Yeah, you just go in and type here and say LinkedIn SSI score. I went to Google and typed LinkedIn SSI score. It is a part of sales navigation, but many of you may not be using a paid tool. That is why I wanted you to come via Google. So go in Google, type LinkedIn SSI score, and you can see the score here. Click on that. Only thing is you have to be on with LinkedIn. You have to be logged into LinkedIn, and you can see the score. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Let me go back to my presentation. So is that clear? So always keep a check. What I would do is I would try to create an Excel sheet and I put my score on a regular basis. That's how I brought up my score from like 10 years back. It was somewhere around 20 or something like that. Now it has come down to 70. It takes time. So it is better to write down the score somewhere in a piece of paper and keep working on it. And I'll tell you what all things you need to do in order to get a good SSI score. Okay. And you can read more about it as well. Okay. So going back, sorry. So I'm going to talk about 5-step blueprint. Obviously, I cannot cover in detail all these points, but I will try to put maximum effort into it and walk you through on this. The 5-step blueprint for LinkedIn is to basically understand there's no point in, I call it as like no point in going and putting up something on LinkedIn. You have to have a plan. You have to have a strategic thought process. So I would say first understand what is that you want to do with LinkedIn. Do you want to create a brand, or you want to become a good candidate for a recruiter, or you want to make sales out of LinkedIn? So the third point doesn't apply to you because I think most of you are looking for an opportunity here in Canada. So the first thing is to create a personal brand and then promote yourself as one of the best candidates for that recruiter, right? So that's the target audience. Now, next thing is you start working on your LinkedIn profile and try to optimize it as best as possible. And the third thing is the connection loop. Try to get connected with the industry leaders, decision makers. That will help you to go very far. And then playing the outbound game. That means nobody is going to come to your profile, especially when your score is low. When your SSI score is low, you don't come up on the search results of LinkedIn much. So you need to go out and meet people on LinkedIn. When I'm saying not in person, but you have to go take that effort to go and connect with people on LinkedIn, especially with the decision map. And how can you do that? Of course, you can connect with people by sending a connection request. What matters is when they look at your profile, do they feel that they should connect with you or not? What is that advantage for connecting with you? Are you a thought leader? Are you giving any kind of a value towards the rest of the connections? If not, why should I connect with you? So let's say, for example, if Bill Gates connects with me, I would be more than excited to connect back to him because he thinks I am a role model for him. Maybe I am a thought leader for him. So you understand what I'm just giving an example there. Yeah? And then look at the analytics as well. Without looking at the analytics, you cannot understand what it is. So before I move on to the presentation, I wanted to share what is the analytics looking like. So if you go on to your LinkedIn profile, click on the top. So all the efforts which you do should result in something. So here is an analytics board. So you have to look at the analytics and see, what is that you get out of your analytics. It's very important. So if you click in here, I want to know what is the top performing post, and I keep a track of what are the top performing posts, how many people have seen that, what is the engagement level. And I also more interested in one thing, which is the audience. Now, if you see, I'm thinking that I'm targeting the right audience because the people who are in my profile are the people whom I want. For example, founder. Of course, I would love to work with founders because they give me business. CEOs, they are connected with me or they are looking at my profile. That's what it means, the audience. Co-founders, of course, president. Tell me these are all my decision makers, correct? There's not a single person who is not in a decision. And this is what you also should be looking into. So when you post something, you need to look at your analytics. Of course, there are many things in analytics, but the main factor is the audience to see who is looking at it. If you find these are people who are coordinators and things like that, who are not decision makers, no point in doing something. That means the kind of crowd you are attracting or the connections you have are not good. So spend some time deleting unwanted content connections and try to bring your profile up very well. Please make sure when you connect with somebody, think 20 times before you connect to him, because you don't want that person to spoil your name within the network. Because if somebody goes and spams someone, I'm going to see who is the mutual connection, and I find that this person is mutually connected with somebody whom I know very well. So I'm going to call him and say, why did you allow this kind of people into your LinkedIn network? They're not going to help you in any way, right? So please make sure, look at their profile, look at everything, and then decide whether they are the right candidate to have you in your connections. And you're doing a favor for your rest of the network connections as well, okay? So please keep that in mind. Don't, there are so many people who just come in and try to sell you something. Don't allow those kind of people. LinkedIn is not a place for sales. There is a separate section for doing that. Okay, great. So a couple of things you need to do is turn on your job alerts, signal your interest to recruiters actively, increase the number of connections. Why I'm saying that increase the number of connections is because if you don't have more than 500 connections, here you can see here on the top, LinkedIn will not give you in the search results. So when somebody is looking, so for example, I'm a digital marketer, right? So if this is my main keyword, digital marketing, if somebody's searching for digital marketing and I've got less than 500 connections, I won't even come up on the search results. So what I'm saying here is that you type digital marketing, and if in the people, okay? So you see here, these are the people who come up on top of the search results, okay? That is purely because of this keyword called digital marketing. So what I'm saying is if you have less than 500 connections, you won't come up in this search results. That's how it is, okay? Great. Now, number of connections. Engage with the brands. You have to be on a regular basis, connect with the brands. Now, many times I've seen people connecting with somebody and somebody has a work anniversary or somebody got promoted. All we do is just put a thumbs up sign and say, congratulations. That's not going to help you in any way. So try to answer some meaningful context to it. Write down some good lines to it, and I'll share some of the thought process later. Keep your LinkedIn profile dynamic and updated. Declare your job preferences clearly with the feature add resume with recruiters, make your skills and experiences searchable. There's a wonderful tab which has come in now under the job section. You go into the preferences, okay? Click on preferences. You can see you have to keep this open to work, job alerts, my qualifications, and you can also see here, sorry. Now somebody may be wondering why, Raj, you're working, you're having your own business, then why are you having your resumes? The reason is because many times recruiters reach out to me looking for some senior positions, and I say I'm not available as an employee, but I'm available as a consultant. So it gets me a lot of businesses, guys. So that's the reason. So here you see here, these are all the positions I would be known for, and this I'm open for all these things. And here is an opportunity for you to say whether that should be seen only by recruiters or anybody in LinkedIn. You can decide the tab which you want. So I'm only for recruiters, not for others. So I just kept it like that, okay? And that's reflected here on the main screen here. You see open to, this is where it all comes up, okay? So you have to keep this open to here, open. That means the recruit. And also understand, recruiters are not using this LinkedIn profile. They are this LinkedIn tool. They have something called LinkedIn Recruit. That's a different tool. They can connect with anybody. As long as they are a recruiter or a talent hunt, they can connect with anybody in recruit. That's why sometimes you don't know how they come up on your profile, leave a note for you, and they disappear. That's because they can connect with anybody there on the LinkedIn. Okay, great. So if you go into your settings, there is something called data privacy. You can go on to data privacy and say, signal your interest to recruiters at companies you have created job alerts for. Okay, there is another thing which recently, as I said, LinkedIn is not good with explaining to the world. Here is a hidden tool again I want to share with you. Now you go back to LinkedIn and type in here Staples, any company which you want to join. Okay, if you are interested in there, say for example, I'm interested in joining in Staples, and what happens is here is that I click on Staples. This is their business page, not the personal page. This is the business page. Under the about section, there is a place where it says interested in working with us in the future. You say, I'm interested. This gives a signal to the recruiter of Staples or the HR manager in Staples saying that you are interested. So whenever there's a good opportunity coming up, they will connect with you first. Nobody knows about it from LinkedIn. Nobody knows. We came to know that because by exploring. That's what I said. They are good in hiding things, but not explaining to the world. Okay, great. Now let's go back onto the presentation. So now target audience for job seekers. So you need to answer 3 big questions to yourself. What do you do? And what is your dream company all about? You want to join. So you can list down 40, 50 companies. The way I tell my mentees is, if you are interested in any job opportunities, then list down 40 to 50 companies in an Excel sheet. Write down who are the decision makers. Go on to their company page and see who are the decision makers. Connect with them. Look at their portal and website and see if there's a job opening there. Apply, and then go back to those same people and say, yes, I applied. I would be interested to connect with you for 15, 20 minutes to walk you through how my skill sets are of great help for you. And please do that. On an average, a recruiter gets more than 500 resumes. So it's very difficult for them to comb through each one of them. So what they do is they send half of them through ATS, half of them they go through it, and whatever feels good for them in terms of the visual appeal and things like that, that's what they go for. Okay, so your dream companies and what can you, who could get you an interview? So these are the 3 things which you need to look into when it comes to LinkedIn. So here is an example. If you are a software developer and you want to work in Google, then go and look for the hiring manager of the company, connect with all of them. If you are a chartered accountant, you're a financial firm, then look at the hiring managers, the people in similar roles or people in senior roles in the dream company. So these are the people whom you should be connected with. Now, 3 things happens with your LinkedIn profile. It should be searchable. That means you should be more than 500 connections for you to be even coming up on the LinkedIn search. Number 2, your profile should be clickable. People should like your profile to click on it. And then you should be approachable in the sense you should be giving enough information about how to reach out to you. And when I also mean by approachable is that does your LinkedIn profile is an all-star profile for people to connect. And if you have all these 3 together, you get the best conversions out. Now, some of you may have a problem writing a LinkedIn profile. So what I would do is I've given you a ChatGPT magic prompt formula. Again, this is the basic. There's too much of information into it, but since we are running short of time, I just want to give you a basic prompt. Every prompt which you give should have the following 4 instructions to the ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or Llama, doesn't matter. So there should be a context. What is a context? You have to tell the ChatGPT that you are an excellent copywriter. Sorry. You're an excellent copywriter and specialist in writing an attractive, effective, and engaging LinkedIn profile description. That's the context. And then you have to tell ChatGPT what is the task he or she has to do. It says write a LinkedIn description, following information. Then write your name and details here and say write the points or copy the full. That's the instruction. And finally, give an example and say, hey, this is my keywords which you want to add. This will get you at least a basic, good, without any spelling mistakes and grammatical mistakes, you will get a good profile. And then humanize it by writing in your tone, adding some examples, putting some case studies, getting names of the awards which you have won, put some personal pictures and things like that onto your ChatGPT, onto your account. Okay, good. I'm going to share an AI tool, which is called Career Flow. As you can see here, it's a Chrome-based extension. It's a free tool. I'm not going to give you any paid tool. So what you do is when you go onto your profile, you can see on the left-hand side, there's a pop-up coming up. So once you install the Career Flow, you click on it, it tells you whether your LinkedIn profile is optimized or not. So in my case, it is optimized 97%. Okay. So it tells you whether your profile photo is good, banner, headline, open to work, location, and it also gives you advice saying, hey, listen, you are experienced, you may want to add some more additional keywords into it. So things like that. So it's a very nice tool. It keeps you, it helps you to cross-check and self-check your profile on a regular basis. A fantastic tool, is absolutely free. There are a lot of other things also we can do with that. So I would say install that and keep a tab on your LinkedIn profile, and gives you direction how to do it and things like that. So that's the first AI tool which I wanted to share with you. Okay, great. Again, your profile picture has to be great. It has to be inviting, in the sense, like, people sometimes, I see pictures taken with a background of CN Tower just to show that, oh, I work in, or I stay in Toronto. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. You should have a clear picture. More 75% of that picture should be with your face, and it should be a white background. Okay, it should be friendly, inviting. There is a difference between LinkedIn and Instagram, so please don't post pictures of Instagram on LinkedIn. But some people have got it still wrong. You search Google, search LinkedIn, you will find so many images like that out there. Somebody says, I sell aging cream, so anti-aging cream, so he calls himself as Dracula the vampire. I don't know, maybe he's trying to be cool, but these are something which is not acceptable. Then you have a background image. Many of you have not taken the advantage of the background. And when I'm saying not you, but in general, what I see is that people just post a picture of, CN Tower or some other pictures, which doesn't mean anything or not going to give any kind of an advantage to them. So here is Tony Robbins, very famous author and coach. You see how he's using the background images by putting a book which is about to which is the new latest book which has come out, and you can order for the copy. So take advantage of that LinkedIn background image, and that's why LinkedIn has given you with a purpose. So it talks to your target audience, it helps you become credible, it also reflects who you are. Now here is another example. There are many examples I have, but I just curtail one or two to show you. Now this lady sells quality leads and books appointments for you. Now look at her profile. One look at her visual background gives you what she's into. And there is a saying, if you cannot convince a person within the first 8 seconds of being on the LinkedIn, they just move out. So that's what happens. So here, nobody's having time to read anything, because all the recruiters, all the talent hunt people, they are all busy. They just want to catch hold of some people by the end of the day so that they can forward it to their clients, as simple as that. So get seen, because our brain processes the visuals 1,000 times more faster than the text. So visual is a great way of promoting yourself, and you see many more examples like that. One of the tools which you can use is Canva. It's absolutely free, and there are some free templates out there. All you have to do is just go in, pick up the template, and edit your name and put some of the keywords which are related to your industry and some of the business keywords which you need to be known for. Simple. Okay, so now we will talk about one of the main factor, which is the headline. You see here, this one. This is the headline. It's got 165 characters, and it's one of the most powerful tools. If you do a search, when I'm searching for somebody, let's say I'm searching for a digital marketer, again, just an example, guys, and you see here in the search results which come up, okay, in the search results of the people, do you see what comes up? The first 2 lines. This is how the recruiter says. So would you go for somebody, or would you go for someone with a detailed write-up? So take the advantage of 125 characters, because these are the few things which comes up on the initial search results. Okay. So what you need to do, it's a formula there. The headline is the power. So your successful headline should have a value proposition. So, and then include keywords. Why? Because if you have a good headline, you will come up in search. More search means more views, and more views means more opportunities. Now, I've seen people putting up seeking for opportunities. It doesn't help you in any way. Tell me which recruiter is using this keyword on LinkedIn search saying seeking for opportunities. Do they do it? No. So don't do that. It's a big mistake. So there's a formula here. With me, everything is a strategy first. So the LinkedIn headline formula says write 2 or 3 keywords which is related to your industry or related to your job. What is your main skill set? You can also call it as a keyword or a skill set, doesn't matter. Then the next line should be what is the value you bring onto the table? Why should I hire you? Why are you better than the competition? What is the advantage of hiring you into my company? What is the value you bring onto the table? These are the questions you need to answer, because when you are sleeping, the LinkedIn is trying to promote you as your personal brand, right? So make sure you do that. And that is how you write. So first answer this question. Don't be in a hurry to change LinkedIn anything, right? Take a Word document, open up and say, what do you do? What is your 3 main skill sets? How can you help a company? What is the value you bring onto the table? How can the clients benefit working with you? And this is the magic formula. So I put in here, very easy for you to understand. So I help write the industry, unique value with a measurable metrics. If you cannot do it, ask ChatGPT to do it. Write a prompt saying that, can you write a LinkedIn description, LinkedIn headline for me within 125 characters, highlighting 3 main skills and writing a value proposition. Let me tell you, I pulled out ChatGPT, and before that, I just want to show you some of the examples. So here you see diversity and inclusion. That's a keyword. Recruiting, speaker, author, coach, all keywords. Intelligence, artificial intelligence in practice. Not the perfect headline. It doesn't have a numbers. I would prefer a bit of number there, because numbers catches attention. That would be great. Now, here is another one. Senior technology program leader, proven results delivering mission critical projects for Fortune 100 to 500 company. Led team of 50 technologies, accountability. Amazing. Okay. Now, I asked ChatGPT just a few hours before our presentation. Hey, I'm giving a presentation of some engineers. Can you give me a headline? And this is something which they gave me. And I asked for electrical, mechanical, computer, and civil. Civil, I didn't have space, so I didn't write. But this is what ChatGPT gave me. Now, I'll show you an example here. You can have ChatGPT here. You can see here, right? What did I write here? Write a headline based on the below formula for an electrical engineer, and it gives me a formula. And then I said certainly, and it says write for mechanical, computer, and civil engineer. So it writes for me here, electrical engineer, circuit design, power systems, project management. I help industrial and commercial sectors improve efficiency and reliability in electrical system with proven solution that reduce downtime by 20%. Wow, what a great headline. Now, I'm not saying this is the best for you, but you have to tweak it. But at least you got the basics correct. You got the basic parameter on which you can work, or at least a framework on which you can work. Okay. Same thing you can have for I work with finance people, so I see health industry. So you can, if you have spent 20 years in health industry, then obviously health industry is one area would you like to focus on. So you want to say finance director of health industry, 25% revenue growth, ROI improvement, and cost optimization. Okay. So there are a lot of points which you can cover on that. So that's the headline. The second one which I'm talking about is the about section. These are the 2 main areas on your LinkedIn, which is very, very powerful. Okay. So one is the headline. Once the recruiter reads this, she feels it's a great profile, then she jumps on to the about section. This is the about section I'm going to talk about. This is 2,500 characters. Please make sure that you don't write more than 2 lines and give space, because visual relief is very, very important for somebody who's very, very busy. This itself, I feel sometimes is too much of writing. You can put so many keywords here. So this is your preliminary keywords, or the initial set of keywords which you should be known for. And these are called the secondary keywords. You don't need to write long stories like Wikipedia or encyclopedia. All you have to do is just put keywords there, and it is more than enough. And make sure that you are within 2,500 characters. Okay. Again, you can ask ChatGPT to write it for you. And again, it's a ongoing game. There is no perfection. Always keep working on it. 2 days later, you look back and say, oh, this is not working for me. Let me add a couple of more lines. So keep tweaking it, and it's your freedom. And give it a chance of 15 days or something to see how the results are. If it is not happening, then change the next set of keywords. So that's about LinkedIn section. But there needs to be a strategy. Again, you write when you write the about section. So you have to demonstrate the value you can offer to the companies, highlight the skill sets and the problems you can solve. How can you help companies or projects? And then you inject the keywords and remove the excess words. Okay. So I have formula for you as well. So this is how you write your about section. What you do. Oh, I'm a digital marketing person. with 15 years of experience. Okay, who you work with? I work with the CEOs, C-class executives, okay, directors, blah, blah, blah. What makes you different? Oh, I have been certified. I've got 25 years of experience. I've done this. Mention some of the projects, which is high-end projects for you, which you want to be, which you're proud about. Put it there. And then what others say? Give some recommendations if you have endorsement, certification, if you got the best manager award, put in there. If you've been won an award in the Asia Pacific region, put it there. If you have got some awards on Cannes Film Festival or Media Festival, put it there. Thought leadership. If you have a blog, mention about that. Or you say, I'm a constant blog writing on Medium or anywhere. So these are the areas where you can write it. So what is happening is when a recruiter comes, they know what you do, who you work with, what makes you different, why should I hire you, what is the people talking about you, are you a thought leader, do you have any success stories? And please understand, you have to write your email or phone number. If you're not happy with phone number, at least your email. You know why? Because your second degree and third degree connections cannot see your contact details. What do I mean by that? If you look at your LinkedIn profile here on the top, you can see contact information. This information is only visible for your first degree connections. But recruiter or a company general manager wants to connect with you, is not connected with you yet. They are the second and third degree connections. So they may not see this. So again, you can see here your profile, your websites. You can put as many websites as you want, and then your phone number, your email, and whatever informations you want there, you can put in there, okay? So, but in your about section, you need to mention about your phone number here or contact details. So I think I put in here my email and my Calendly link. If anybody wants to book an appointment, they can look at my Calendly. And I've seen many times clients come over or prospects come over and sign up with me on Calendly. Okay, guys, clear? Again, we can talk much more in detail about work summary. And again, the third section is very important, is a featured section. Many of you just missed this section. What a powerful section is this one, which is called a featured. This is where you can highlight your certifications, your case studies, your pictures, images, everything. And it's an opportunity to showcase yourself about your profile and things like that. You can add as many stories as you want, okay? You can use keywords on the top because additional keywords also keep coming. The more keywords you have on your LinkedIn profile, the more opportunity for you to be seen on the LinkedIn. So use this to your maximum advantages, guys. Don't miss it. Okay. So that's a featured section. You can put anything there. You can put a PDF file. You can put videos there. You can put, JPEGs, cheat sheets, brochures. And if you want somebody to link somewhere, that also can be possible. Now, for example, this guy, he says, connect with me for my LinkedIn Power 1 hour or something like that, right? So you can connect that as a link in the media section as well. Next section is the most important one, which we call is the activity section, wherein you have to write posts on a regular basis, comments, videos, images on at least twice a week will help you a good and fast SSI score improvement, okay? Now, one of the things which is very important is you need to connect with people, because the more people you connect with, it's very, very important. So how do you connect? So you know either to connect. So if I want to connect with Obada, so I just go in here and connect with him. I'm already connected with him, but I'm just saying this is a way. But there is a much more easier way to do that. Now, for example, I want to be known in my digital marketing sphere. Okay. So I want to connect with all the people in digital marketing. So the easy way out here is a tip and a trick and a hack. Nobody knows about it. I can rest assured that to you. All you have to do is just go in there and type events. Just get into the events. Now, what happens is that you can see here, all the events which is coming up online and offline are here. Now, what happens is that I click on the first one, okay? And I look at it and I find on September 2nd, there is some event happening and there are more than 33,000 people who are attending that event. All I have to do is just click here. Now, these are the people who belongs to my industry, and I would be happy to connect with them. So what happens is a couple of things here. One, you get to see all the people within your domain, your industry domain, your skill sets domain. So for example, I want to connect with somebody who is a vice president marketing. So I keep looking for it and I find that, oh, this guy, director, this is the best guy for me because I'm from the medical field and he would be right talent. All you have to do is just connect here. So within a small space, you get 33,000 people. So you don't have to keep searching. Number one. Number two, many of you may not know that LinkedIn does not give more than 60 searches in a month. If you go beyond 60 searches, they will stop your search and ask you to go into a premium account. You don't want to do that. So you have to be careful the number of times you do the search. So every time when you type a name here and doing a search or a job or business name, it is also considered as a search. Okay. So please, this is a hack through which you connect with people. So that's a connection hack which you can do. There's one more hack you can do is you can go into all filters. Okay. And you can see here that I would like to add connections of. So for example, if you see Obada's connections as great, Bill Gates, and so many people are connected with him, all I have to do is just type in here Obada. Yeah. So what happens is all the people who are following Obada will be shown to me as well, and I can connect with them. Okay, that's a connection here. And you can also add a creator. If you have a Bill Gates is a creator or Elon Musk is a creator, and you want to follow all the people who follow Bill Gates, type in his name and you will be here and you can connect with them. That's an amazing way of connecting with the right people. So you can connect with anybody, anywhere. Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to penalize you, but that's not going to help you. So that connection loop is very much important. There are many ways of connecting. One, as I said, search, using people's network, events, webinar, sales navigator. So that's the audience. Now, when you connect with somebody, make sure that you send them an invite. Don't put up a standard template which goes from LinkedIn saying Raj wants to connect with somebody. Doesn't matter. That is not the right way. You have to put in a word saying, hey, great meeting you other day at the conference, blah, 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 blah. Looking forward to keep in touch with you on that. This is one way of doing it. If you think that you are not good in writing, and many of us feel that way. Say, for example, I'm reading an article here of Robert Ebele. I think this is fantastic. But you know what? My mind is not telling me, what should I write here? Oh, come on, I don't know. Should I write congratulations? I want to write something, but at the end of the day, I don't know what to write. So I end up saying either putting up emoji or putting up thing. Or putting up saying congratulations, best of luck, something like that. It's not going to help you. You won't be recognized because people who are reading this post, okay? Let's say, for example, here only 25 people. Say, for example, if you comment for a person, around 1,000 people who have commented on, or 1,000 people have liked it, when you write something, those 1,000 people look at you and say, wow, some great information. So the best way to do that is there's a tool called engage.io. Or Writey. So I'll just show you that, engage.ai. So there's a tool. What happened? Yeah, this one. Engage, generative AI for LinkedIn comments and content. So this is a great tool. It's absolutely free. The basic is free, guys. There is another one called Writey. So you can use any of this. And what happens is that once you install as a Chrome browser here, what happens is that you see here, I've been asked to get, I can answer in lighthearted, professional, or I can do add new. So I would like to be professional here. I can change my tone of voice and the formats. I can add as many as you want as you go into the engage. But here, just for an example, I type professional. It starts to read the post and it starts to write the comments. Okay. Now don't blindly post it. Read, at least take the effort of superficially at least reading it. Don't blindly post it because you cannot trust 100% AI, but at least there is some framework. And now you want to change something in between, personalize it more, remove some of the stuff which you don't want, and then you comment. So you now see it becomes so easy for you to comment. And when you comment, it becomes something which people look at it. Now you can change here This is how I do. You can add more tone. So I want to type a tone called friendly. I type friendly here and I write the details of the tone and save and then sync it so that in this format, I'll get another tone here saying funny or, light-hearted, whatever you tone you want to add it here. Okay. So Wrighty also is the same. So use that, guys, as much as you want. And it's a free tool. So take advantage of it. That should allow you to write something. But read something before you write. Should not look, it should not stand out. So that's the, now next thing is I prefer everybody to write some content. So the next question is, Raj, you know what? I want to write, but I don't know where to start. That's a big challenge. So I'm going to give you one tool. There are many tools, but I'm going to give you one tool called Answer the Public. So the beauty of Answer the Public is it's a free tool. It tells you what are the topics which people are searching on the internet. So for example, I want to write something on mental health and I search for it. What this tool does is it starts aggregating all the content or all the questions which people are using on the Google search engine. And it gives me a list of all the questions. And it gives me the questions, it gives me the preposition. It's still working on, guys, so give some time. You can see it gives you in the format of a list or table. So I would prefer to get in the form of a list. So now it was showing me wheels. Now you see here. Okay, now don't ask me for username, password, and all. Oh, you see here, mental health issues, mental health in Canada, mental health in the workplace. So these are all the content inspirations which the tool is giving you. So this is and it tells you how much search volume. So the mental health is a keyword which 22,000 people are searching in this country in a month, or maybe sometimes it gives you Canada wise and there's a lot of information in here, guys. So you can use this tool, explore this tool. Maybe you want to look at, it's a very easy access tool. I'm just trying to go back. Yeah, so here you have keywords and then topics as well. Okay, so play around with it. This is what people are asking. So this gives you an inspiration, and this is a hot topic, what people are searching on the internet. The idea is when you write something on hot topic, you get instantly recognized on that. Okay, there is also a LinkedIn resumes on video, so you can create videos. And I would give you a free tool called Vidyard. It's a Kitchener-based company. So what you can do is you download this, the Chrome extension, you click on it. It gives you screen plus cam or screen or camera. You can prefer which one you want and start recording. I do this on regular basis when I want to send a very short messages. I don't take more than 15 to 30 seconds of creating this video. All I have to do is just start recording. And once it is recorded, I send it on Gmail or personal email. It immediately opens up a thumbnail. The person receiving it will see my image and he knows that Raj has sent me information and he reads it. When he reads it or when he watches the video, I get the information that he watched the entire video or half the video. So it's very easy for me to show demonstrations to a client by using screen and cam or just the screen or just the cam. Sometimes if I'll give you a secret. If the client doesn't pay me on time, I send them a video note and they immediately pay me. Not everybody is doing that, but I'm just saying just an example. Okay. So just on the fun side of it. Okay, so again, one more thing which I wanted to share. I'm already 5 minutes past the time, but just want to share. Say, for example, on LinkedIn, you know that there are jobs, but the jobs are in, say, for example, I'm looking for digital marketing again. You know that I can see jobs here, right? I can type in here. So all the job boards will come up here. These jobs, what you're seeing here is in the job board. But many people, what they do, they don't advertise on the job. So there is a simple hack for it. What you have to do is to make sure that you type in a certain configuration, like I'm looking for a software job as a software developer, okay? Plus I'm a fresher and I'm looking for hiring. And what you do here is be careful, you not go for jobs, but you go for post. Now, when you look for posts, you can see people who are advertise for the job in their feed, not in the job portal, but in the feed. You can see them. These are the hidden jobs. These jobs you will not find in the job portal. Okay. So you see here, we are hiring. Okay. And sometimes it could be from other country as well, but that's okay. You keep looking for it, but at least you know how to look for, right? So this is how you look for hidden jobs on the feed of the people. Okay. Then another way also you can do
You
it.
can sort it by, there's a filter also, right?
Yeah, filter is there, but I found this as because I'm looking at their post, and that gives me the advantage of the hiring. So there's a filter there, but filter is mostly on the job board, not on the post. So you can also use hashtags like hiring, hiring now, hiring industry, hiring plus the keyword. All of that can help you as well. Again, write and give recommendations. Please don't hesitate yourself in giving recommendations to people. Ask for recommendations. Only point is when you ask for recommendations, make sure that you ask them to put a keyword on the recommendation. You are not influencing them to write anything good about you or something like that. You are not influencing them, but what you are actually telling them is to write the certain keywords for which you should be known. Now, for example, if you see some of the, got around 75 posts, I don't ask people, but sometimes when the people leave for me, I tell them, can you put the keywords like digital marketing or strategy or campaigns and all that? Why? Because the more keywords I have on my profile, the more faster or the most number of times I come up on the search profile. So it's a purely business reasons, not anything else. But I don't influence them. I don't tell them to write something good about me. I say, use these following keywords about that. And that goes well with the people. Okay. So give and take recommendations as much as possible. Finally, make sure that you have an all-star profile. All-star profile means that you have everything covered in your profile, which means you're talking about your resource about section, your services, featured section, activity, experience, education, license, projects, volunteering, skills, recommendations, publications, courses, languages, everything. This gives you a all-star profile. Okay. And LinkedIn would send you sometime a message saying that you're an all-star profile. 2 days back, I saw it on my tab. I'm trying to figure out where I saw it. It keeps coming up and going, but sometimes it gets that. Okay. With that, we come to the end of the session. Hopefully, I think this session was helpful for you. As I said, I had 80 score, but it fell down somewhere. I want to give you another tool, which is absolutely free. It is called Teal. Is a fantastic tool. It helps you job tracking. Many times you apply for a job and you don't know where the link went of the job description, and suddenly the recruiter calls you and you are hiring and you're looking for that description link. So the job tracker will save it for you. It helps you with your resume builder. It helps you with your reviews, and it helps you with many other things. So this is a free tool. You can try it. So with that, I think you enjoyed my presentation. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take those questions, please.
Thank you so much, Raj. That was beautiful. You did mention to us you were going to give us like a short insight into other sessions that you might be able to give in the future. Did you get a chance to have a list that you might want to present, or?
No, I don't have that. As I think in somewhere in the initial slides, I mentioned that the LinkedIn can be used for various activities. It could be used for, it's a job tool. It could be for project management. It could be used for developing businesses. It could be helping for networking. But I haven't created a separate topics on that. Yeah. Okay.
But that's something you can do for us in the future, correct?
Yes, yes. Yeah. If you want to focus only on project management, or if you want to focus on how to use effectively LinkedIn for event management, we can have exclusive presentation only on that itself.
Okay. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, this is the time.
And one of the word of caution, guys, please make sure that you don't add tools, AI tools, especially the scraping tools. So what do I mean by scraping tools? So what happens is there are many tools out there which many companies would promote, saying that use these tools to increase the number of connections. And those tools goes and sits on the browser, and they are not at all good. There are some of them is like Leonardo, something like that. Not the AI Leonardo, but LinkedIn. There are many tools like that. I think it's I think LinkedIn Leonard. It's an automated, yeah, here, Leonard for LinkedIn. This is automated tools. Please don't go for all these things. Only go for the tools which helps you in basically in connecting with people and things like that. But one thing which LinkedIn doesn't want you compete with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. This is their tool. So what happens is there are many scraping tools out there which competes with Sales Navigator. The moment they know that you are doing it, they immediately block your account. All other tools which I shared with you, I'm personally using it, so you don't have to worry about it. There's another tool which I use called Crystal Nose. It's a very nice tool. What it does for me is, and I have finished my account. I'm thinking of buying this. Let me just give me a second. Where did it go? I don't know why it is not starting. Oh, it's not starting because I'm not on somebody else's page. It should be on somebody else's page, then it will show me. Okay, if I'm looking at Martin, then it opens up. Okay, again, we are warming the crystal. So it's a fantastic tool. What it does is, so what happens is when I'm looking at Martin, it gives me the disk profile of Martin, which is his dominance and all of that. And it also tells me what kind of a person he is and what kind of connections you need to have with him. What are the emails you need to send out to him? So it's a very nice tool. I don't know why. I think I'm not logged in or something like that. That's the reason. Okay, can you see here? It shows me here it is showing about me, but it tells more in detail about my traits, my behavior, about a third person to me. So if I try for Martin, it will tell me all these details. It also tells me if you have to write to Raj, you should take responsibility for small details of projects and allow them to focus on bigger picture, think on the feet. All of those details are here to tell you what should be done. It would have been nice if I could have shown you the profile. For some reason, it says 0 out of 10 profile. So it gives you only up to 10, and I think I did not go beyond it. I think that's the reason it's not allowing me to look into it. Anyway, it's a nice tool. Have a look at it. It's just download Crystal Nose. That's the name of it. Crystal Nose. This one. This is the tool. So it gives you the personality, the data platform here. Reveals the disk personality profile of any buyer on sales, and so you know how to connect with them. What is every personality, every details about him is mentioned. That's a very nice tool, and gives you an overall idea about how to connect with this person and what to write to him and what message to be done for him. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to show it. Yeah, okay, that's the only thing I wanted to address. Again, somebody mentioned wonderful stuff. One of the best LinkedIn session. Thank you so much. Definitely PowerPoint slides are needed to review in addition of the recording. Yeah, I will send you a basic PowerPoint slides. No worries on that, Amar. Okay, so I don't see any other questions, Lalu, if anybody else. If not, we can wind up the session. And thanks for giving me the opportunity.
I have a question, please.
Come again, sir?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Raj, if the social media is not enough, I don't have much connection with the people in LinkedIn. It doesn't look good, and if I have connection in future? It should be in the same career, or it should be on all different careers? We are architect. I think most of us is an architect. We have to connect with people the same career, same field, or it doesn't matter.
Yes, it would be nice if we connect with the people from the architectural industry and the people who are in the decision making. The reason is because, so when you see a job and you know, many times you know who the person is, the hiring manager, right? So you need to connect with that person, and you have to be connected with him only possible if you are in that industry. So you are looking for a job in architectural industry, then you have to focus on that particular industry and the people in that industry, like decision makers and things like that. So what you do is just go in and look for architects. Just an example. So you go in here and look for architects. Okay. Now you see here, just an example. Let me close this. You can find here Nina Bose. She's the director at KPMB Architects. So she could be a good decision maker. So you need to reach out to her. I would say this is what I would do, and this is what I train people. I would reach out to her and say, can I have 15 to 20 minutes of your time? As I'm a newcomer to this industry. I want to crack into this particular industry. Is there any tips or certifications you want me to take also in this regard? I would like to connect with 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes of your time. Trust me, many out of 100 people you ask for, 10 of them may respond, 90 may not respond. And that's not because of you. It's the same for everybody. But those 10 people could be of great help. Once you connect with them, don't ask them for a job. List down 10 questions and ask them the 10 questions. At the end of the session with them, either in person or on Zoom, at the end of the session, you say, hey, listen, I'm looking for an opportunity in the same industry. If you know somebody who's looking for an architect, please let me know. Indirectly, you are actually saying, I'm looking for a job, please help me. But you are not putting that person you are not in that space. So you are giving that level of saying that, listen, I'm looking for a job, but you are not directly asking them. So you're not putting the person on that spot. So that's the way to connect with. And I've seen that happening so many times. I get on an average 3 to 4 messages in a week saying, Raj, I would like to get into the digital marketing industry in Canada. Please help me to connect for 15, 20 minutes because I have some questions to ask you. And I know that instantly the person is looking for a job. And again, if you ask somebody for a job, they may not have a job to offer. But if you ask somebody for an opinion, they always have an opinion to give you. So always ask for an opinion. Don't ask for a job. You can silently revolve around that and tell them, hey, listen, I'm looking for one, as I mentioned. Yeah.
But you know, Raj, those kind of people, it's never to have even 1 minute free. That will be hard. I think I thought maybe you can connect with them by message or just add them and have some connection in your list. I think this is the easy way. But to ask some people to give you some time to talk with them, it will be so difficult.
Please understand, LinkedIn is a numbers game. You are talking about connecting with people, right? I connect with the business owners. In a month, approximately, we send out around 800 connections. My team does that. Out of 800, sometimes we only get 10, 20, 25 people. Out of 25 people, at least 50% of them will say, oh, we are interested, but not now, December. Oh, we are looking for a new agency. We just hired a new agency. I get all kind of excuses, but does that bog me down? No, I keep trying and I get out of 800, even if I get one business, that covers my business as such. So what I'm saying is it's a numbers game. Don't get demotivated just because somebody did not respond to you. I know these people are all busy. Everybody is busy. Like, are you saying vice president of Nestle is not busy? He's also busy. But that's the numbers game. The more people you connect with, the more chances of you getting connected. So first, create an excellent profile. As I said, when somebody looks at your profile, they wanted to know why they should be connecting with you. Are you going to bring some kind of expertise onto them? Right? That's how it is. So have a great profile and then connect with people.
And also, Raj, I think it's different when you're connecting to find a job and when you're connecting to
Ask for opinion. Yes, yes, yes.
not just ask for opinion, to get projects. Like as architects, if you have your own company and you're promoting your work and you need projects, there's a different way to use LinkedIn as well.
No, what I'm saying is so for example, let's say both of us are trying to connect. You are trying to connect with architects. I'm trying to connect with the marketing heads. So what happens in both our cases, we are first connecting with the person. And once he connects back, what we do is we also reply to them saying, thanks for connecting and things like that, right? But there are different ways of connecting. I didn't want to take up that in this session, but I will showcase to you something here. We call it as a Miro board, and I wanted to share with you. So how do you get connected with people? The first is you send an invite, you connect with people, you pitch them, and nothing happens. You say thank you. You say, I don't know why this guy did not respond. You feel demotivated. But we do something else here. We send them an invite. If he connects, fine. If not, we send them, once he connects, we send a thank you message and then a follow-up, and that will end there. If they don't connect with us, what we do, we do a couple of steps there. We connect, and then we send them, once they connect, if not, fine. If not, what we do a couple of things. We go on to their profile, okay, and leave a note for this. For example, let me show you here. Okay, let's say I'm following up with this person. Okay, and what happens is that I send a connection request. She did not respond to me. What I will do is I will go and write a comment about this topic. Instantly, she will get me notified because she will say Raj has left a message. I don't have to be connected with her to leave a message. So when I do this couple of times, she will start noticing me. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is if still she doesn't respond, I will go and give couple of endorsement on her skill sets. That also will get a message directly onto her inbox that Raj has endorsed me. Okay, so I keep that doing it again and again, and then I keep sending them but I don't trouble them with the consequently the cadence of follow-ups. I don't do that. But these are some of the tricks which we found out that is very, very effective for us in the way that people connect back to us and say, okay. So you are actually a bit of emotional game there because you want to connect with them, and that's what you're doing. So that's our step process. So we found that way a lot of opportunities for us to open up there. Yeah.
Not in a way that makes them feel that they're stalked as well, right? Like,
no, there is nothing stalked. I'm not trying to date somebody. This is a professional tool, and I'm reaching out to you for a professional thing. I'm not stalking anybody. Stalking is more on personal Facebook and all that. I'm liking your song and this and that. This is a very professional environment. If you don't like me, thank you very much. I move on. I'm not going to send them any crappy messages there. I just tried 2 or 3 times, and after that, I tried this other sources. And I think most of the time we get noticed. Whether they want to connect or not, it's up to them. And as I said, it's a numbers game. The more people you connect, the more chances of you reaching out to them. Yeah, that's how it is.
correct.
Raj, I have a question. Do you have a kind of best architect example portfolio or
Are you saying the best LinkedIn profile for architects?
profile, yeah, just to be ideal from your opinion, to be ideal for us when we have our profile, we can do something similar to be more interesting for the other people and to be more professional. Do you have something?
No, I don't have. I don't have.
Opinion? Or maybe you can take some time to give us something. This is a good profile.
I can check for you. I can go in and check for you and see what are the LinkedIn profile, which is
this would be really, really help.
Yeah, I can check for you.
Yeah, to be more professional. I think you have experience more than us. But if you concentrate about architects, to be perfect.
Yeah, sure. I'll look into it. And if I come across, I'll definitely share with you. No
Yes.
worries.
Also, other question, you said if you have less than 200 connection to be bad,
You should
right?
have more than 500 connections.
Okay. How can do how can do this? Just
It's
do
500
endorse
connections so that Naji, that LinkedIn will promote you automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other question? No.
I guess not. Okay, that it was very informative, like that you you explained everything great. So thank you very much for your time this evening, and we look forward to receiving the recording and sharing it with our
Yeah, sure.
colleagues.
Yeah. Once it is converted, I'll send it again.
Raj, it was very, very nice and very helpful. But again, this connection, just to send a message and do or do endorsement for some people or do follow for some people. The 500 connection. Uh, what do you mean for the connection to do?
And I'm saying get connected means you are connecting with the right people of belonging to your industry. So you go into LinkedIn, and as I said, if you are from the architect industry, then go and see architects plus founder. Okay. So when you type founder, because architects, there are many architects who run their own business, right? So what happens is this way you will find all the people who are architects and also owner of the company or the founder of the company. So I'm sure these are the people who are the decision makers for getting you the job. So if you connect with this kind of people, that means not only you are increasing your connections, but you are also connecting with the right kind of a people. So if these people cannot give you a job, I don't know who else can give you a job because they are the founder and architects of that company. So I would say go for people like this and then connect with them. And you can first when you connect with them, say thank you for connect. I would like to connect with you because we both are from the same industry or same fraternity, and it would be great to have you in my network. That is the initial messages I send out. And if they accept it, I don't immediately reply. I wait for 2 or 3 days, and then I send a message saying, thank you for connecting. It would be great to have you there. That's it. Second message, I just leave it there. And I keep a note of all these things in my Excel sheet. And the third or fourth day, or maybe a week later, I send a message saying, hey, just wanted to check with you if you can give me 30 minutes of your time because I'm from the same industry. I'm a newcomer to Canada. I would like to get into this opportunity, but I would like to know more about the industry. Is there any possibility for you to give me 15 to 20 minutes of your time over Zoom or in person? Depends whatever you want to do it. If you are in Toronto and if this person is in Toronto, why not? You can meet him in person. But in meeting person is great. If not, you say, have a Zoom call at your convenience because you are a busy man. So if they respond, fine. If they don't respond, go to the next person. That's what I said. It's a numbers game, but connect with the decision makers. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Also, you can look for architect firms. Now, what you can do is you can go here, architects, and you click on that. There's architectural groups also there, so you can connect on companies. Say, for example, groups. So join all these groups, which belongs to the architects. Look whether they are in online. So it doesn't matter even if they are in US or Canada, but it's better to have them in Canada. So if it's a group admin, then join them. So very simple. You can join there. Okay. Sometimes it's open, it is not an open group, so join there. And once you join, say for example, I'll show you an example. Digital marketing. Okay, so I am in a group. This is a group, I think, right? Let me check groups. Yeah. So here what I do is, you can see here, once I join this group, I have access to 2 million members. You can see them here. Okay, all I have to do is just click on here or invite connections. All of them opens up here. Now, the beauty is that I can connect with these people and send them a message. So for example, there is a way of doing this. Let me show you that. Okay. Now I'm looking for a digital marketer. Okay. What's happening? or I'm looking for a people. Now, for example, you see here, this person, Raven Optosky. Okay, we are not connected. So, but we are in a mutual group. So what I will do is I will copy this name first. Okay. So when I'm not connected, she cannot listen. I have to send her a connection request for me to send the next set of messages. So, but here is a beautiful hack. You just click on the new mutual group here. We both belong to the same group. So I go into this group, where I'm already connected with her. Okay. And I will go and click on this one. I think here used to be a click, but a show all, sorry. Okay. Now I click her name here and I can message her directly. I don't need to connect with her. That's the beauty. So if you don't, if you find somebody who you want to connect and they, you feel that if you connect with them, they may not respond, then look at what group they are in. Go and join the group first. It's very easy to join the group because every admin of a group wants more people in their group. So once you get connected, it's much more easier to send a message. Hi, how are you? Whatever you want to write and send it to them. Simple. This is a hack. And many people don't know about it. Yeah. Got it?
That's
Amazing.
fine. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should wrap up. Thank you again.
Thank you, Lulua. Thanks, everybody, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Bye-bye. Take
Thank
care.
you, Raj.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for everybody.